We live after 5. Is it after 5?
Live from
No, it's 400.
Okay.
Just Mr. Clayton.
Well, hi guys. Hi. Hold on, let me get comfortable. Let me get comfy. This is Coffee Conversations, and the intent is for this. It was intended to be in the morning when I sit down and have my coffee and my talk with myself first thing in the morning. But since it's almost 5 o'clock somewhere, your girl got a little espresso martini. Cheers to healing, baby, because that's what we doing, and we doing it with an espresso martini on the side.
It's
and
2
wine.
shots in this. She put 2
And
in
a
there.
little wine.
It's definitely 2 shots in here. That's what the recipe called for, but it's good. Are you complaining?
I'm not.
I didn't think
It's
so.
really good.
And wine for my girl because
Yeah, just because.
Just because.
She's a wine girl.
just because she's healing.
I'm a wine girly.
Alright, well, hi guys. Welcome. This is the first episode, first installation, whatever you want to call it. You know, podcast numero uno,
Period.
of Plancher Hills, Coffee Conversations with Plancher Hills. And originally I did plan to have 2 other people here, Sydney and Andrea, but they're not with us. They're out of town. But I do have my sister Brittany and my best friend Kayla.
Hi.
2 women, very close to me. I mean, obviously, she been my twin for going on 32 years.
Out the womb.
Out the womb, straight out the womb.
We're too dependent on each
And
other.
what is it, like 15 plus years of friendship?
It's giving
It's
20.
It's given we were born together.
It's
given I'm the triplet.
Y'all were telling y'all's age.
It's giving I'm the triplet.
Oh.
I'm playing.
Period. Okay. 2 dynamic women, 2 women with compelling stories, just as my own. And so we gonna have a little dialogue, chit chat.
Yep.
So they were both at my first event, and so tell me what you guys thought. What were your favorite parts? Would you like to see something different at the next one?
I loved how we got a chance to plant our intentions in the pot. My pot is thriving, by the way.
Okay, period. I was gonna ask how,
glorious.
I was gonna ask how y'all plants was doing.
Yes.
I'm taking care of Brittany's, but we've been taking care of
It's
each
okay.
other. We've been taking care of each other our whole life. So,
Yeah,
you know,
Actually, I'm thinking like, hey, what am I playing at? Remember what I did with it. Okay.
I'm watching after her friend.
Plant is thriving. I thought that was such a cute activity. So that was my favorite part. And overall, I'm just so proud of you, Brianna, for starting something so powerful and beautiful for our community and fostering healing within all of us, because we all need to heal from something.
Yeah, we did. I got some things. How about you?
I think my favorite part is a little bit more personal.
Sorry.
Because I think, you know, we have always been together, so I've seen, like, you know, we've seen each other go through certain things, and so it was really nice to see, like, just the growth. Hey y'all, she is not a planner. So,
Planner. I am not a planner.
So the thing about it was, everybody was like, what is she doing? I'm like, I don't know, y'all. Just because I live with the girl don't mean I know what she's doing. She kept it a secret from me. I didn't know what we were doing. I didn't even know what it was going to be called. So just to see you, you know, invest in something like that, and just to see the growth, I think, was my favorite part, because again, like, I've seen, you know, what you went through, you know, personally, and I witnessed everything. So that was my favorite part.
Forgot the tissues.
Yeah, girl. You definitely forgot a tissue.
I forgot to get the
And I'm not
tissue.
trying to start too early because my makeup is done.
Right.
Go
Wow.
get us some tissue.
Nah, hold on. Go get the tissue, bro. No, yeah. I did keep Planter Hills really close to my chest. It's the only thing that I have ever planned by myself. And I think, you know, my follow through is the thing that I am the most proud of, but also bringing my people together. Like, it meant a lot for me to have you guys all in the room and have the opportunity to just open myself up and invite you guys into my journey in that way. So it was really special, and I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Period.
And I hope y'all gonna keep coming.
When is the
We're
next
gonna
one?
be right there.
Ask her, when's the next one?
What's the tea? What's tea?
It's before the end of the year.
Okay.
It's
Where?
To be
It's
determined.
not to be determined.
Oh.
It's not to be determined, but it's
in Barbados? I'm sorry.
No, the location, I have figured out the location. It is not in the entertainment room of our apartment building. And it is going to be before the end of the year.
Yes.
So, and it will be a ticketed event because, baby.
Okay.
Get that revenue.
You feel me? You're gonna want to be in the room, regardless.
You will want to be in the room.
I'm not gonna
the
hurt
first
y'all.
one
Yeah.
it was
epic. It was epic. It's such a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
It was special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hurt y'all pockets. But you know, come see what I'm talking about. Period. I wanted to ask both of you. You know, we've known each other for a really long time. We've seen each other through a lot of things. A lot of things. And
I'm gonna drink to that.
nah, hey.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for a really long time. Seen each other go through a lot of things. We've seen our lowest points.
Yes.
We've seen each other's highest points. Take a little sip.
My drink almost gone.
But baby, we have made it. I will say that I've made it to the other side of my pain. And you know, something I think that is important to share is just some of the things that we've had to heal from, things that have impacted us, you know, positively, negatively. So what are some things that you guys think that you've had to heal from? If you had to name one thing right now that has been the most impactful throughout your life, and you have had to be intentional about healing from that experience, what would you say that is?
I think for me, people pleasing.
Same
Woo! And I think I still struggle sometimes, but I think it comes from my anxious attachment style. Because I used to be a people pleaser. Like, I sometimes, when I think back and I reflect, especially like, and it, not even just romantic relationships, but friendships and with family, at jobs, like, you know, that anxious attachment style, that anxiousness of losing things, and like, made me a people pleaser. Because I feel like if I people please, then it's gonna make whatever that is stay. So, but at the end of the day, it was also causing me pain, it was causing me hurt, it was causing my mental health to be like depleted. And so, definitely people pleasing. Now, I'm still guilty of it sometimes, but I think it's something I'm intentionally working on, because I also think I sometimes, and this is, it took a long time for me to like admit this, but my fear of rejection in a lot of areas of life, my fear of rejection. And sometimes, you know, like now when I think, I'm like, sometimes if it's rejection, I don't need it.
It ain't for you.
It ain't for me. And that's okay, because I know what I want. I know my values, my morals, what I want out of life. So I ain't people pleasing that much.
That's good.
I'm not. I just know. Like, no.
So you feel like now, like you take things at face value and you let it be?
I try. Now, like I said, I struggle still because I'm human. So I feel like in that area, like I'm still trying to grow, but I'm definitely not the same person I used to be.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And when I feel myself falling back into those patterns, I'm super intentional about reflecting again and saying, look, like, you've come this far, you've grown, that ain't for you. And if it was, you wouldn't have to be doing all this people pleasing.
Right.
Because people know when they hurt you.
Yep.
People
100%.
know when they're hurting you.
100%.
But if we keep on giving in and overlooking things, they're going to continue to do so.
Right.
I hate to say this, and sometimes, I guess it's the delivery really, but when people say you are what you allow, I believe that.
Yeah.
Because you really are. People don't like to hear that because they get offensive and they get, you know, they start they start going into automatic defense, but it's really true. You are what you allow.
You are.
If you don't like something and you refuse to speak up, or, you know, stand firm on your boundaries, they will continue to walk all over you if it benefits them. If it's beneficial to them. And when you're a good person with good intentions, when you have good work ethic, don't get me started on work.
We gotta heal from work too.
We gotta heal from work.
We gotta heal from
Okay, when your people know, your leadership team know, oh, Brittany gonna do whatever we ask her to do, even if she don't want to do it, or you know it's not serving her, or oh she's burnt out, but we still gonna ask her to do this because we know she'll do it anyway.
Because she's young and single.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Oh, for real.
Yes,
Take
like,
advantage of you when you're
always.
single.
Oh, we have this event on the weekend. She can do it. It don't matter if that's her me time or that's her free time or whatever. Y'all don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
When I'm not at your job.
Exactly.
I got 2 jobs.
Exactly.
So it's just those type of things. Like I'm not I can't say I'm not a people pleaser, but I'm working on not people pleasing.
Right.
I think I've grown in that area and
Set more boundaries.
I very much so.
You have.
But that's needed in every aspect of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I'm healing from. That's what I continue to heal from. That's something I'm very intentional about.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I know what I want. I know what I can tolerate, what I can't. I know my deal breakers. I know what depletes me. I know what fuels me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, not to say like I don't feel like I'm picky, but I feel like you gotta have those boundaries.
Yeah.
If you know what you want and it's not aligning with that job, with that romantic relationship, with that friendship, with that family member, sometimes we gotta let it go. I strongly believe in loving from a distance.
Yes.
I can love you to death, but sometimes it gotta be from a distance.
Definitely.
I care about you. I wish you well. I hope you strive in life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not gonna work with us.
Yeah.
And again, that's in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Now, I just want to let y'all know what she do for a living. She just did all that. Listen. She got her words together for you guys.
She does.
Tell us what you do for a living, sis.
So I am a mental health therapist. Lord help me.
Period.
Help us out.
Because
Help
the
us.
youth.
Hey, help
Help the
us.
youth.
Help
Help.
the youth, but help your friends.
What's the rate?
What are you charging? What are you
it's
charging?
expensive. Currently I'm serving our babies in the school system because they're our babies and they need some guidance. Okay,
Yes.
not to say y'all older people don't, but our babies are sure. So I'm a mental health therapist. Part time, I do clinical assessments in an inpatient hospital, so I'm around a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So when we need to know the real tea on what's wrong with us, we gonna call her
gonna
to
call
the stage.
Brittany.
We calling Brittany to the stage.
Now let me tell y'all something. It's true. Your therapist has a therapist. Don't get it
Yes.
twisted. We need help too. I always tell people, they're like, Brittany, you give such good advice. Everybody knows it's hard to take your own advice. It's easier telling somebody else.
It is.
But when it comes to you, So yeah, Brittany has a therapist too. And people are like, the therapist has therapy? Yeah, because we're
Yes.
human too. Like, what do y'all think? We aren't, you know.
They are touched by an angel.
Let me tell you.
They touch for real.
It ain't for the weak.
You
All my
shaking
social
your-
workers know. All my clinical social workers, social work, whatever you are, counselor, y'all know the helping profession is hard. So yeah.
But you shaping the youth.
I'm trying, you know.
I believe
Them kids is bad sometimes. Y'all kids are bad sometimes. But I love them. I would say I love my kids. Like, they work my nerves, and I'm like, y'all tearing my nerves up this week. But I love them because, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Detaching from my youth, y'all, like it's my soft spot.
Yeah.
And so I think that's another thing, like, I've had to learn is my attachment. Like, I get super attached very quickly in a whole bunch of aspects.
Yeah.
And with a whole bunch of different people, and I think that's what I struggle with is attachment. But I think I just genuinely care. I'm a natural nurturer, Brianna knows.
She thinks she my mom.
No, she thinks I'm her mom.
I mean, but two things can be true at once.
Brianna thinks I'm her mom. I'm not her mom, but she thinks
If you don't want me to think you're my mom, then stop trying to take care of me.
Who came out the womb first?
Yeah.
That's why.
She's the mom.
That's why you're her
Look,
mom.
I don't have no kids, but that's my kid for real.
All right, sister, let's hear it.
Yes. Okay. So, what I'm healing from, definitely people pleasing. You hit it right on the head. But also for me, I feel like I'm healing from my discernment style. Like what I have gone after in the past, what I've allowed in the past, and just tightening up Fort Knox.
I feel that.
Okay.
Tighten up Fort Knox. I wouldn't say that my my guard is up all the way or down all the way, it's like diagonal. It's like diagonal. Like somebody up here could get in and slide under there, but like I definitely feel like, you know, I don't know, like my discernment in the past, I've allowed some crazy stuff. We all have. And so I'm trying to practice just having a better awareness of how people really are, taking them at face value, not their potential, not anything other than that. And this is not even all romantically, this is with friendships too, not taking anybody's potential, just giving me what, you know, taking what they give me at face value. I think that's what I'm working on currently.
Girl, that potential word is eating me up inside, because we are so infatuated with people's potential.
Yes.
I think, you know, when we meet people, we're like, oh, like they can be this, they can be that, but are they that? What are they showing you? What are their actions?
Showing you? Yep.
That potential word be eating me up, because for me, everybody got potential. Everybody got potential to do something. But are your actions aligning with the potential?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I think a lot of people are guilty of that. We get this image and this story, and if you're future oriented, you've already made it up in your head about what you want it to look like.
Exactly, that fairy tale.
And then
we're literally idolizing these people.
Exactly. And then stuff start going south, and you like, wait a minute.
When you should just step back and be like, this is no longer serving me. This is not how I want things to go for my life. Instead of just bowing out, we're trying to fix it. We're trying to constantly be like, okay, what did I do in this situation? What can I do to make it better? When really it's on that other person.
It don't even got nothing to do with you.
It don't have nothing to do with you.
That's another thing, like people take things so personally. I do. I know I do. But really, I tell people all the time, I would say 90% of the time, it don't got nothing to do with you. It ain't about you. It don't got nothing to do with you. It's about that person and what they got going on. And so you just have to be, again, have that discernment. Of when it's time to
and that comes with being more mindful for me, because I'm somebody, I'm always on the go. So I don't really have time to sit still and be like, okay, how can I practice mindfulness today? What am I doing that is not aligning with what I want for my future? And what does that look like? So that's what, you know, I've been practicing, just being more mindful and intentional about everything. And really too, strengthening my faith. Like, I'm not moving to what, if God tell me to move, I'm moving. If God tell me to sit still, I'm sitting still. So I'm really just trying to listen to him, listen to the universe as to what direction I need to go, because we can get caught up real easy. So I'm just trying to focus on that too. Sure.
Also, we had to break for a little refill, but we back. Nobody's cried yet. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think that's good.
It's
I didn't want to cry.
Oh, okay.
That means we're healed.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because when I experience a situation in which I have to check someone, I tell myself I am healing, not healed. So don't I almost said a cuss word. So don't try me. Because healing, not healed. It's a continuous process.
It is lifelong
process.
You know, when I made my vision board, I do it digitally. Ooh,
English is hard.
Ooh,
The word ate you up a bit.
I'm a professor.
You are a professor.
Oh, we got a teacher on our hands. Professor Adams.
They call me Professor K.
Ooh.
Professor K, I like that even better.
I feel that my kids don't call me Miss Collins, they call me Miss Brittany. It just makes me feel old if they call me Miss Collins. I don't like it.
One of my students emailed me and was like, Kayla. I said, ooh.
Oh, we on the first name basis?
When my kids do that, I'm like, you forgot the Miss.
Right.
Let's be respectful. I'm not your friend.
Okay, well, digitally, I make my vision boards every year, and on there I put, in one of the little sections, I put, I'm healed, no, hold on, what does it say? I'm sorry, y'all, I forgot.
Tell us, because the people need to know.
I am blessed, I'm healed, and I am set free.
I know that's right.
and that was made in January.
Heavy on the set free part.
Heavy
Heavy
on
on
the
that.
set free.
Heavy on the set free.
Set me free from the shackles of whatever.
Shackles off my
We
feet.
ain't gonna get into specifics, but you know.
I think that something that I had to start healing from to get to plant your heels and to be able to like stand in the room with you guys and like, you know, show myself was how I dealt with grief. I think that, you know, we've dealt with a lot of grief throughout our lives so far. You know, we know what that experience is like up close and personal. Okay, so we had to do a little transition because the camera died, and I don't know why, because it had a full battery. But anyways, we transitioned to an iPhone, so
We pivot, girl.
we pivot, we
pivot.
move.
We pivot on that pivot foot.
We
You
do
know,
what we gotta do to get it done.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Kayla, you do the most.
So what I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, right before I got intentional about my journey, I went through a lot of changes, lots of emotion. I'm not gonna hold you, I was down bad. This one right here done saw me through some things, boy. We was in the car one day and I was spiraling. Like
It was insane.
I was spiraling.
And I don't even mean to say insane, but for me,
she looked at me and she was like, I don't want you to be upset when I say this, but you have to get better. Like, you have to get it together. And in my mind, I was like, I already know. Like,
if I talk too much about this, I'm gonna cry, but I was really like, I don't know this person.
yeah.
And I've known this person for what, 31 going on 32 years. So I was like, I remember calling my mom and being like, I don't know this person. Like, I don't even know what to do. So yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, just transparently, like, I was in a relationship that basically took everything from me.
Yeah.
And not like everything as in material things, but everything as in who I am. Like, it took everything from me. You know, I lost 20 pounds. My, you know, depression, anxiety was, you know, the worst it's ever been. And then I found myself on the outside of that relationship, and, you know, it ended and I took it really hard. And then one day it was really like I could see again.
Yep.
And that didn't happen until I decided that I wanted to get to the other side of the pain I felt. But you want to know something else? Anytime someone would ask me while I was in that relationship, why don't you just leave? My only answer was, I'm not ready to deal with the grief of leaving.
And so you told me that like several times.
I couldn't do it. I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to be that sad because I know what grief looks like. And just because someone is not dead and gone does not mean that you are not about to grieve them really, really hard.
I tell people that all the time. Someone doesn't have to be deceased for you to grieve them.
Right.
Because anybody that's made a like huge impact on your life, that goes for friendships, that goes for family, that goes for romantic partners. You grieve people who have made such a like stamp in your life, and then all of a sudden they're not there anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, some people just rather not deal with it, and I think that's why a lot of people continue to stay in certain things that, you know, that they just they're not ready for it. Like you said, like you weren't ready.
Yeah.
Like, and especially if you know real grief, and some people never stop grieving.
They never.
Some people never stop grieving, and it look different. I mean, one day you're fine, the next day you're in complete shambles. Like, it just looks different all the time.
Yeah.
So for someone who knows true grief, absolutely, why don't we want to go back there? Like, why would we want to go back there?
And you know, oftentimes when I meet new people, one of the first questions I like to ask is, have you ever lost anyone close to you? Because I have always felt like you are not who you truly are if you have not experienced loss. Because the closest loss to me changed me.
Mhm.
It changed me in ways that, I see life completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, we were what, 17?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were seniors in high school.
Yeah, seniors in high
Yeah.
school, and we lost our grandmother. And, you never think, especially that young, like, you never think, like, that type of loss is gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like, you're just living life, young, wild, and free, and, moving and not intentional, don't know much.
Yeah.
And
Especially
then,
when it's unexpected.
yeah,
Because I feel like that, like,
it's different.
blindsided.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
It shakes your whole life up.
It does.
Mhm. But you have to go through that. You have to allow yourself to feel.
Yeah.
Like when you heal. I feel like anybody that has grieved, anybody that has gone through a healing journey, you can't go through it with distractions,
Yeah.
or keep yourself
Mhm.
busy. You gotta feel, you gotta cry, you have
Woo!
to be angry in order to really feel it,
Yes.
and then be like, okay, I'm better now. Like I can make peace with this.
It's that busy word.
It's that busy
because
work.
I'm guilty of keeping
I am
myself
too.
busy where I don't have
Yep.
to deal with it.
Yep.
I'm not thinking about it. But someone asked me, my mentor, we ain't gonna say her name on here, but I love her. She's amazing. I think one thing she asked me, this wasn't long ago, because I work 2 jobs, so I'm always on the go. And she was like, well, Brittany, you staying busy to keep your mind off of stuff. What happens when it slows down?
Mm.
Like, what happens when it slows down?
That quiet space.
That quiet
That's
What are you
something
gonna do?
That's something we gotta talk about.
And I feel like that's setting us up for failure. Like we staying busy all this time, but things gonna slow down.
Oh, it's gonna get quiet.
You're gonna be forced to slow down, or something else is gonna slow you down. And so, what's gonna happen when it slow down? Like, what are you gonna do?
Definitely.
And I feel like, we rob ourselves of that healing journey in that moment because we like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and that, and I'm not gonna have to think about it, but it's gonna smack you in the face when you slow down.
That's where that mindfulness comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Being mindful. I'm on a mindfulness journey. A 90-day cleanse of me just trying every day to be as mindful as I can. And that is helping me to be able to slow down because I'm busy too. I'm all over the place. I'm on 3 payrolls right now. I don't know how I'm doing
Shout
it.
out to 3
Okay,
payrolls.
big money. 3 payroll, big money. Period.
Y'all know who got the money over here.
The money team.
No.
It's actually all the money team. If we
Yeah,
for real.
if we want to be for real,
If
it's all.
anybody
It's
want to
all
pay our
money.
student loans off.
But I will not say.
I don't know who's paying them. It ain't me though.
It's
We're not,
me,
we-
Joe.
we're
but
not
that's a
talk-
different
we're not
topic.
talking about student loans because we're not gonna talk about it.
Joe and Kamala,
Call us.
they better figure it out.
They better fill out. That's a different story. No, we were talking about distractions and distracting ourselves with work because I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
1000%.
You got 3 jobs. Like, who got 3 jobs?
I don't know how I'm doing it, but I do worry about how it is when that stops because it's not gonna be forever. I know that, but it's what I'm doing in this season, and when it stops, I do worry about that. So that's why I'm trying to be more mindful now
Yeah.
and deal with myself now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is.
Yeah. I think that when it gets quiet part,
Mm-hmm.
that's the scary part. It's like, for me, along the way, I hated the quiet parts. I did not like it. Like, it felt empty, it felt lonely, and that loneliness of having to heal yourself and remove yourself from spaces that don't serve you, that is hard. That is so hard, and we need to talk about that more because it's the loneliness that you feel when you're healing from something that doesn't serve you anymore. And that is the part that I struggled with the most. Like, I had to change the pattern of filling the void with people, thinking if I filled the void with people and I had, somebody to keep me entertained or whatever along the way, like I would be okay eventually. But it's always gonna get quiet again, like you said.
Yeah.
It's
Or
gonna.
let's talk about the quiet sucking you back into the situation you was in before.
Hello, or the boredom,
I'm on the main line,
Or you're
okay?
bored, or
the stillness.
you're just like, okay. It's easy to go back. Just out of pure loneliness and boredom, and you just not ready.
Yeah.
And it will suck you back in every time, and you'll be in the exact same space you were in before.
Yeah.
Because we don't got no boundaries. won't have no demands, we don't have no expectations, won't have no standards. Because all we looking for is a little entertainment at the time.
Yeah.
Or something that was comfortable before.
Right.
Versus we uncomfortable because we in here by ourselves. And we lonely and we're sad and we just don't want to deal with our feelings.
One thing though, I feel like we're never stuck in a situation. There's
Mm-mm.
always something that you can change
Yes.
that to get you out that situation. And you know, like for me, for example, like I'm dealing with a health issue where my spine is misaligned. It's causing all this tension in my body. Instead of keeping doing these heavy lifting workouts, I'm changing it up. You know, we can always change things until
You pivot.
you get it right.
You
get
pivot
it right.
every time.
If you don't like if vodka is messing with your system, try wine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you know, like I feel like that's one thing that I've told myself: you ain't never stuck in a situation.
You're not.
It might take a little while to pivot, but you never stuck in a situation.
Let me tell y'all something. I learned the most about myself when I started spending time with myself. Okay? I learned the most, I would say, because I was attached at the hip to somebody, over 4 years ago, and when it wasn't happening no more, yes, I was in distress and I was sad. But I feel like when I decided one day, I was like, you know what, you're not doing this no more.
Right.
It's, you know, you're going to get it together. In that time, when I learned the most, when I started investing in myself, and only myself at the time, when I started focusing on the things that made me happy or my goals, what I wanted to do, it was kind of life-changing for me. And I started putting up with a lot of stuff from a lot of different people.
Amen.
When I started investing in myself, knowing what I wanted, knowing what I was worth, like, life got better. Now, it's not perfect.
It ain't that
Again, I struggle just like the next.
Yep.
But it's really life-changing when you're at a point where you can just sit with yourself and you be good.
Yeah.
And I will say, I got comfortable being by myself, but honestly, it's not a bad thing because people change their minds about you every day.
Hello.
People change their minds
Girl,
about
you
you
was
out of
on this.
nowhere.
Listen.
Every single day.
She is preaching on episode 1.
Every day, only because this is life. This is my life. Like, people will change their mind. It don't matter what kind of person you are. You could be the most solid individual to somebody, and they will change their mind about you.
Wake up and be like, you know,
And you
what?
ain't
know
even
what?
gotta
This
do
ain't for
nothing
me.
for it to happen.
But when you are at a place, it's gonna be sad still, of course. But when you're at a place of self-love and, you know, worthiness, and you just knowing that you just that girl or that man, you don't kind of that girl, you can be that man too.
Or that they them.
Then you're like, yeah, it's sad, but I'm okay with that. You know what? God said it doesn't serve me, and I don't want anything in my life that doesn't serve me, or that's not for me.
You gotta listen to him when he be removing them people like that.
Let me tell y'all
you gotta
something.
listen to him.
I feel like God gave me so many chances. He was like, "Bring on me this last
Right,
chance."
right. I said no.
Or what about when you be like, God, give me a sign, and then
Yeah,
He
give
give you
you a
one,
sign.
and you be like, give me another one.
Right.
You gotta be like, I'm not
Don't
giving
be
you
no
no
more
more
I
signs.
ain't got no more.
Don't keep playing because
You
I'm gonna make an
exhausted
example
sometimes.
of you in a minute.
Okay.
I feel like He gave me so many chances, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get it together because one day He gonna be like, you know what? You playing. So guess what? I'm gonna show you. I'm making an example, and I'm gonna force you to understand.
But that's gonna force you to go back to him.
Yeah.
He always putting us in
Mhm.
situations to end up to go back to him to
Exactly.
seek guidance too.
Exactly.
That's
So,
what it is.
On that note, we gotta leave some things for the next few episodes.
yeah, because I can keep talking, but
We gotta leave some
things.
things.
On and
but
on,
wow.
and on and on.
Okay, so wrapping this up, as you guys can see, we just a group of women with some shit to say,
Okay, period.
and we been through some things,
Just like you.
just like y'all. Like I'm not gonna call us regular because what is that? But I will say, like I said, women, compelling stories, dynamic women, strong women, educated women that are willing and open to share. Definitely gonna have my friends back because they my friends. Period. But if we can wrap this up with anything, I would like to wrap this up with you each giving one final thought on, something you want to share with people when it comes to healing.
You're never stuck. You are never stuck.
Yeah,
There's
right.
always a way to pivot, like we talked about in this episode.
Yeah.
There's always a way to change it up, switch it up to where you ain't never stuck in no situation. If you want to change your life, if you want to feel a certain way, look a certain way, you can always change it up.
Yeah.
So that's what I leave.
Period, friend.
Always give yourself grace.
Yes.
Always give yourself grace. I would say one of the things about recovery in any aspect, recovery is relapse. That's a step. That's part of the journey. You ain't perfect. You're gonna relapse.
Yeah.
But guess what? You relapse and you get up the next day and say, you know what? You was tripping yesterday.
Don't text your ex. Don't text them.
No, you was
Don't
tripping.
text them. That's the relapse we talking about.
And even if you do, not even that, in anything, any part of whatever you're recovering from is relapse. So if you mess up, that's fine.
We're human.
You're dying. Let's not get on that. Baby likes to eat, okay? So if I binge for a whole day, I'm like, Brittany, you was tripping now. Recovery, we wake up the next day and we start it over.
Right.
And we get ourselves together. Don't be afraid to relapse.
Totally.
Don't get down on yourself like, oh, I messed up, so it's over. I'm gonna go back to my old ways. We ain't doing that no more.
Nope.
We take relapse for what it is, we recover, and we get back on track.
Exactly.
And we continue to grow. Growth is a continuous thing. I'd be worried if somebody feel like they healed and they growed and they don't got no more growth.
Right.
I don't care who it is. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you're doing in life. We're all still growing. So give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself as much grace as you're going to give the next person, because I feel like I give a lot of people grace.
Ooh.
And so when I'm hard on myself, I'm like, Brittany, but you gave such and such. Why are you being hard on yourself?
Period. Exactly.
Give yourself some grace.
You know, I don't know what I expected. I actually came into this with no expectations. Bringing my friends in, we didn't even talk about this. There were no prompts.
No.
There was no outline. There was none of that.
There was no setup.
There was no setup. We is literally sitting in
Yeah.
our living room.
But I think that's what I appreciate. Like, I think when she asked me to do it, I was like, I was overthinking it. I'm an overthinker. So I was like, how vulnerable do I want to be? Because I think, I'm very private. So it's kind of like, how much do I want to let people in? But honestly, like, I think that's fine. I feel like my story may impact the next. It may not impact you, and that's fine. But somebody's gonna hear it. Somebody's gonna listen, and that's what we want.
And people are gonna relate.
We gotta stop doing things with these expectations, with us worrying about if people are gonna receive. So what?
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, at least one person is gonna receive, and if it's just one, I'm okay with that because I touched one person. If I touch one person out of all of y'all, I'm touching somebody.
Exactly.
And so I'm okay with that. So I'm very glad we came into this, and everybody was very vulnerable in their experiences. And Brianna, I'm very proud of you.
Period.
We're not gonna cry. So I'm very proud of you.
This is only the beginning.
This is only the beginning. This is episode 1, so it's just good to see how successful it is. It's good to see how much love and time you put into your platform. And I just hope that you continue to grow and it becomes what you want it to become. And I hope you reach out to so many different people and touch people the way you've touched us. Since we have been a part of your platform.
Thank you.
It's okay.
This is only the beginning, baby. Buckle your seatbelts because you're in for a ride.
Okay.
Yeah. One day we're gonna be at y'all bookmark this, but we're gonna be at my TED Talk one day talking about how we was sitting on our couch. You remember when we was doing?
You remember we was on the couch?
For real, but no. The idea of this, I can't call it a podcast. I can't call it anything. The idea is to sit in this space and have a conversation. It's me talking to my friends, me talking to people that have something to share, me creating a safe space for people to talk and share, because it's important to have these kind of conversations. Everything can't always be lit and turned up and party, whatever. Everything don't always look good. We look good, but everything ain't always just picture perfect. And I'm trying to create the space for women or whoever wants to come into this space and share and be vulnerable and be open, because people need to see that. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
We healing, baby.
Period.
We healing, baby.
Plant your heels.
Plant your heels.
Plant them.
More to come. Y'all stay tuned for the next event day. Them tickets is dropping soon, and you gonna want to be there. So
Be there, be square.
thank you so much for joining us. I love y'all. Kayla, your cup empty, and I don't know why. You should have got a little refill, but cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Cheers with your empty cup. Thank y'all for joining me. I love you guys.
We love you.